Good job, mainstream media. You definitely have done your best to report all of the most latest and greatest facts on nutrition and health and politics and news, and you guys are doing some really fucking solid journalism. Bravo and shit. Brav fucking oh with all of your great journalism. I can't even fucking say that with a straight face. I can't. Journalism is dead. Welcome to yet another video where I get to talk about the fucking mainstream media's stupidity. Now, you would think with the growing popularity of the ketogenic diet over the past, 5 years or so, that maybe they would change their tune a little bit. That if they're gonna debunk the fucking diet, they'd at least come up with some new shit. Problem is, they can't find any new shit. So they just regurgitate the same old fucking bullshit to keep their advertisers happy. And their advertisers don't like the ketogenic diet. Their advertisers want us to go on a plant-based diet. That is clear in almost every fucking subtle manipulation of every mainstream health news story. So we're going to do a little deep dive today, and this one is thanks to Klaus Feinberg, who sent me this link, probably with the express condition of making veins pop out of my fucking forehead and make me, get all stressed out and upset and triggered about it. I guess that's where I shine the best. But thank you, Klaus. This is how we learn about shit now, because I might not find it otherwise. Who knows? I can't tell you what the algorithms have blessed me with knowledge-wise. So I thank all of you who have been stepping up, sending me links to this bullshit that you find so that we can share it with everybody and talk about it. So the link he shared with me obviously brought me to Yahoo News, which regurgitates this Huffington Post thing. And then the first thing I see is like a fluffy, video that comes up. You can see something like it here. I'm not going to play the fucking audio to it, but let's see here. This is your body on keto. You click it, and what's the first thing you see? You see fruits and vegetables and shit. Well, first you see an ad, so there's that. So the first thing you see is a nice little ad with some, some happy, safe space music playing in the background, telling us in moderation these fruits can make a great addition to your ketogenic diet. It kind of runs contrary. This wasn't the first thing I saw. I saw like the same thing, same shitty pictures with the shitty fucking happy-go-lucky, be a vegan fucking music in the background. And nowhere on here is it mentioning meat or fat. It's all about fruit in your ketogenic diet. Not so subtle manipulation here. Not to mention some of these are the dirty dozen for glyphosate. So yeah, eat more of this shit on your ketogenic diet is essentially what the little accompanying video that pops up when you click on the Huffington Post version of the article. When I clicked on the Yahoo News version of the article, I got, like I said, the fluffy video, which I've already watched, and I don't want to go through it because I wanted to follow up that even Yahoo News seems to have schizophrenia on the videos that they're showing, because this video has, the one that I'm about to play here, it's a shining. Let's just watch it. Let's just go. It doesn't go with the article, firstly, but I thought it was funny that this video popped up in the next, like, if you let the video run, it'll play another ad and play another fucking video. Well, then this video pops up.
You've heard the term, you are what you eat. a very specific diet for a very specific medical outcome.
UC Associate Professor of Medicine, Hematology, and Oncology, Dr. Rekha Chaudhary,
It's one of them fucking doctors we trust, right?
says that's true in a sense.
What we were using is we were using the ketogenic diet during radiation for patients with brain tumors, and we were trying to increase their sensitivity to the radiation.
For 4 years, Dr. Chaudhary and her
And this is no, if you've been doing any amount of keto research, you know that there's research ongoing with keto in the context of standard of care for cancer. As in, does it make cancer treatment, such as chemo and stuff, more effective?
co-investigator Tammy Ward, a clinical dietitian and specialist in oncology nutrition, are studying whether a modified Atkins-type ketogenic diet could help make treatments for a common and dangerous type of brain cancer called glioblastoma more effective.
During those 10 weeks, they got 6 weeks of radiation. And then we looked at MRIs at the beginning and the end of the radiation. And what we noticed, that there was more inflammation around their tumor site in the patients that were on the ketogenic diet as compared to historically what we're used to.
That inflammation is a good thing. Chaudhary says all of this shows that what you eat matters.
And people are shocked when I tell them your diet can affect your cancer at a molecular level, at the level of the molecule, the cancer molecule, at the level of the cancer genes. It can turn.
And it makes sense for it to have an effect on brain cancer because your brain can operate on a large amount of ketones, and you can drastically lower the blood sugar or glucose that's going to your brain and have a perfectly healthy brain. And that particular type of cancer probably can only metabolize glucose. So if you cut the glucose supply to the cancer cells, theory is they can't grow, and then you kill them off with the chemo and they can't come back because you're keto. You're not providing enough fuel for growth. That's the hypothesis behind it, and it's being tested by our corrupt pharmaceutical industries, probably looking for a way to turn this into a pill. But we'll see. We'll see if we can trust them. I don't trust her. You know, I agree with what she's doing, but I don't trust that it's not corrupted in some way.
Turn on and turn off cancer genes. And we know that very well.
Chaudhary says although the survival data is not out, understanding of food as medicine is becoming more and more important.
We know that definitely there are diet changes that you can make that can turn on and turn off cancer genes.
There you go. The question is, what diet changes? And no one agrees on that.
So that's important to get out to people.
This clinical trial is only being offered at UC Health. Dr. Chaudhary mentioned that this is not for everyone, and she also believes, as a general rule of thumb, she's seen a lot of favorable results when it comes to whole food plant-based diet.
Hey, look at that. Look at that. Well, why didn't you show her saying that? That's kind of convenient. You don't have a video clip of her giving these recommendations, because I'd feel a whole hell of a lot better hearing that directly from the, expert's mouth than you saying, well, hold on a second, but the plant-based diet has shown good results too. Well, where the fuck are they? This is the problem with media. They're going to spin it. They're going to put little seeds of doubt in whenever something supports your shit. And then they're going to come back a month later with an article that says it was all bullshit and your diet is shit and you should go eat fucking Impossible burgers all fucking day. Can you trust the media? I mean, come on now. Come on now. Does anybody trust or even read this shit anymore? I am surprised it got sent to me. That means you're reading this shit. Obviously, you're sending it to me because you're laughing at it too, but who was reading this? How do they able to fucking get the clicks on this other than for us to just point and go, look at this stupid shit? That's the only way they're getting clicks. Anybody who has a fucking brain in their head that's researched nutrition at this point is going to laugh at the things that they're putting out as experts. You know, it's fucking ridiculous. All right, so that I laughed at. I thought it was really awesome that popped up. But let's go back to the original article by Julia Rice on the Huffington Post, which has always been well known for its unbiased and good journalism, and it's just spot on fucking some of the best media you can consume on the internet, for sure. You should click all of their shit. All right, the ketogenic diet isn't new. Well, no shit. And it's a lot older than you think it is. I guarantee whoever wrote this article doesn't know shit about the ketogenic diet. Jack shit. Is regurgitating previous articles written by previous motherfuckers who did zero fucking real research. They're fucking sitting there. I wouldn't even be surprised if this article wasn't ghostwritten by somebody in the fucking plant-based movement or industry. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. I can't prove none of that shit. But who pays the bills? Who pays the bills? Who's paying the bills here? The eating plan has many people slashing their carb intake and loading up on healthy fats in an effort to reach the holy grail of the keto diet, ketosis, or the metabolic state in which the body starts burning its own fat for fuel. Well, first of all, the body has more than one way of metabolizing fat. Fatty acids can be directly utilized by some muscles, and not ketones, by the way, but when we convert fat into ketones, it is for the benefit of some of the organs in our body, including our brain, to derive energy. That's the thing. And it doesn't happen generally until your liver glycogen is depleted, and it is irrespective of your muscle glycogen. So, yeah, we do need some glucose in our life. Turns out we don't need to fucking eat it. We can still make it. And we make the right amount for the right amount of demand. That's been proven. Let's move on. All right. Here are the basics of how things go down when you're on keto. Your body's cells typically get their energy from carbohydrates. That's not true either. Now, an argument could be made for high-intensity exercise does require more glucose than fat, and you can have issues with that. But for the most part, your body tries to get its fuel to your cells in the most efficient ways possible. So if you have a high blood glucose going constantly because you eat every 2 fucking hours, guess where your body is going to try and get the energy? It's going to try and utilize what's already in your blood, and then whatever's left over that you don't use is going to get converted to fat and stored in your fat cells. We're not storing glucose in your fat ass. And you have a limited tank for glucose. You can store like 800 to 900 calories in your liver for mainly your brain and those kinds of organs to use. And then the rest is stored in your muscles, up to 2,000 calories total between the liver and the muscles. And then once that's full, your liver turns the rest into good old-fashioned fat. So if you ever wonder why you're getting fat, well, there you go. Your glucose tanks are probably overfilled from eating every couple hours, and that excess glucose is converted to fat. De novo lipogenesis. New fat making. Look it up. And gluconeogenesis, the making of new glucose. Look that up. Apparently the person who wrote this article doesn't know anything about the body. Didn't even bother to look up these simple concepts, which are pretty easy to find when you really dig into the ketogenic diet first starting out. So let's go to this little fucking thing. But when you're on keto, what you're really doing is starving your body of carbohydrates, so it needs to go to the next energy stores, which is fat. You are not starving your body of carbohydrates. You can make carbohydrates. And this was explained by a gastroenterologist, whatever the fuck it is, and from New York's University of Langone Health. There's a link. What does this say? Oh, hi. Let's see. Special gastroenterology positions, Department of Medicine, Fellowship, NYU, gastroenterology, blah, 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 blah. SUNY Stony Brook, advanced index publications, a small amount of lipos review, capsule endoscopy, gastrointestinal shit, and deep colonoscopy. Oh, she likes to study her shit. That's good. Read all publications. What else we got here? transference of reduction. Oh, so she's written a few papers. That's nice. I don't know that this makes her an expert on keto, studying the colon. And yeah, where's the nutritional part of this? I'm not seeing some nutritional papers here. So how is she an expert? She looks like an expert on her asshole. That's, that's pretty good. If I need my asshole fucking fixed, I know who to call, but I'm not seeing a lot of expertise going on there. But you can quote her. Clearly, she knows about keto. And what have I been going over the past couple days? The corruption in the medical field. And that's who they're going for. And they're looking for somebody who's stupid to fucking quote. And I'm sorry, but Rabia de la Torre knows very little about keto. From what I can tell, just by reading this statement, this quote of Rabia de la Torre, the gastroenter, whatever the fuck it is, the asshole specialist. No, clearly this demonstrates the extent of her knowledge on the ketogenic diet. As in, she doesn't fucking have any. She took one fucking class in her entire medical career about nutrition. And yet you're quoting her as the expert. It's good, solid journalism. You guys know your shit. I mean, I can expect a journalist not to know shit. But as a journalist, your job is to do the due diligence, to dig and give us the unbiased truth. Unbiased truth. When's the last time we seen that in the fucking news? I can't even remember that. I think maybe when I was a kid, but then again, I don't know, because the gatekeepers were letting through only what the advertisers want, so that might have all been bullshit too. I don't know how far the rabbit hole of bullshit goes. The diet doesn't restrict you in terms of calories or the amount of food you eat. Instead, it's all about what you eat. Most keto plans include lots of seafood, red meat, poultry, cheese, low-carb vegetables, eggs, plain yogurt. Well, I'm glad that you looked up the ketogenic food list. Good job. That's good journalism. I agree. You've got it pretty nailed there. You're instructed to avoid foods with sugar and carbs, like many fruits, grains, and legumes. I notice you are only singling out that we're kind of avoiding those, but there's a longer list than that of shit we're avoiding. Processed foods, in general, are to be avoided. If you get to a more nuanced, what you're describing here is kind of, I don't know, dirty keto, maybe? But it's clear this is like the little setup right here. This, they're emphasizing that we're not getting enough fruit or beans or grains. Like somehow you need this shit. First of all, fruit's only available in nature seasonally. No, going down to the Walmart fucking food section and eating the mutant fruit that has been designed to not rot very quickly is not the way we're supposed to be eating fruit. Grains are the most devastating fucking crop that we eat right now, thanks to the chemical farming that goes on and the monoculture crops and the depleted fucking nutrition of soil. But hey, they add in some supplements to those grains to make up for the shortcomings, I guess. At the same time, destroying our gut health and causing autoimmune problems, depression, all kinds of other shit. But yeah, we should have more of that in our life. And then legumes having their plant toxin issues and other fucking problems when you overeat those, not to mention the intestinal and digestion problems caused by beans, which are probably a combination of result from our agriculture and also from the natural plant defenses of beans. But leaving all that aside, it should be pointed out that we're not supposed to be eating that on the ketogenic diet, and that's a true story. So you're right. I like how you're laying it out, though. You're setting it up. You're putting the ball on the little tee because you're going to come to the nutrition fucking tee-ball game and you're going to hit that motherfucker out of the park. Let's see if you can hit that motherfucker out of the park with this fucking stupid article. Because of this, people who try keto can experience a range of side effects. Here we go. You ready for them to tell you why you shouldn't go keto? High-fat style. Here are some of them. You feel like you have the flu. Not all the time. Only if you don't keep on top of your electrolytes in the beginning will this even be a problem. If you research properly and you supplement your electrolytes, as in you take in more fucking electrolytes, you will not experience keto flu. It's a little difficult to do in the beginning, especially you don't know what the fuck to eat and what you're doing. So yeah, you might get some keto flu. Does that mean you shouldn't do it? No, because once the keto flu goes away, it's fucking smooth sailing. You'll not feel like that, but for a few weeks in the beginning. And then it's gone. As long as you stay on the diet and you're fat adapted, guess what? No flu-like symptoms ever again. Your body normalizes after 6 to 8 weeks. But this is a big one to throw in your face because they know this is going to probably happen to you. Because most people fuck up in the beginning on the ketogenic diet and end up with keto flu. Perfectly avoidable if you take a few extra steps. And this has been laid out by Stephen Finney and a few other doctors in the beginning. And it just means taking in some more salt, some more potassium, and some more magnesium into your life. Or eating foods rich in those. Let's see here. When you first start the ketogenic diet, your body has to go through a lot of adjustments to hit ketosis. During that time, many people report feeling as if they come down with the flu and experience flu-like symptoms like headache, brain fog, nausea, lethargy, in the low energy. And yeah, these are all also symptoms of, electrolyte problems. Salt being too low. If you're sodium deficient, you will experience these symptoms, period. Dehydration has similar symptoms to this. And yes, you can dehydrate in the beginning because your body's overcompensating. It's getting rid of all your water weight. It's the first weight to go. You carry a lot of electrolytes in your water weight, and when you dump a bunch of it, you're going to lose some electrolytes that you have to replace. And if you don't replace them, you get keto flu. If you replace them and up your electrolytes properly, you will avoid keto flu. So, and not to mention you have addictions that you're getting over. Your energy is going to drop because of that. You've been training yourself that blood sugar was how you were getting your energy, and now you're switching over to ketones and fat. It's a growing process. You're not going to feel like $1,000,000. So yeah, they're not telling you the whole story, but they are pointing out a fact that you are likely to get keto flu when you start out. But they're not saying this part, if you don't take care of your electrolytes. So no going in. You need to compensate for the loss of electrolytes that you're going to experience because you're losing all of that water weight, which is where your electrolytes are mainly stored. There's two storage, depots of electrolytes on your body. The body fluid, water, and your bones. And you can utilize stuff from your bones. That happens particularly on fasting. But you need to replenish those stores. And if you don't, you're going to feel like shit. The key to stay hydrated and replenish... Oh, I guess they do tell you that. The key is to stay hydrated and replenish your salt intake, Corona said. The good news is the keto flu doesn't last the entire time you're following keto, and these symptoms should clear up within a few days. Oh, I guess they do tell you. My bad. Yeah. Shit. You crave carbs. If you're used to eating tons of carbs, you're going to crave them when they're off limits. Logically speaking, if someone tells you can't have carbohydrates for a week, you're going to crave them initially. On top of that, your body cells will want what they're accustomed to using for energy. Once you hit over the road to ketosis, your body gets used to the diet. Your cravings for starchy foods and sugars will likely subside. But this is also a good time to remind you that carbs are not necessarily the enemy. Oh, what is this shit? They're struggling here. However, once you hit ketosis, your body gets used to the diet. Your cravings for starchy, sugary foods will likely subside. But this is also a good time to remind you that carbs are not necessarily the enemy, and you do generally need some in your diet to function optimally. Even on keto, you will eat some carbs. Oh my God. Look at this struggle to sidetrack you off of a fact with bullshit. You do not, I'm quoting Tim Noakes here, you do not need to consume 1 single gram of carbohydrate. Period. Studies by Stephen Finney and Volek have shown that ketogenic athletes have full glycogen storage. Not only that, but they replenish that glycogen storage just as quickly as they did when they were carb burners. That's new science that just came out. And you know what? I kind of trust them. They've been at this a while. Yeah, they're biased. They're for the ketogenic diet. But I don't agree with everything they say. They talk about fasting as if it's a fucking piece of shit. Particularly Stephen Finney. But as a journalist writing a health section, you should know these things enough to not add this little parenthesis bullshit, your contribution with all of your fucking wealth of journalistic fucking nutritional knowledge, adding this in to what otherwise is a reasonable statement. So thanks for the reminder from your fucking ignorant brain that is trying to downplay this fact here. You do get used to the diet. Your cravings for starchy and sugary foods will go away, as in you'll get over your food addiction. But you can probably have shut the fuck up right there and not wrote this horse shit. Let's get back to being a little more honest and not trying to interject your own fucking personal bias into facts. And then maybe, just maybe, we'll stop laughing at your stupidity in your fucking journalism. Because this is not contained just to you. This is a widespread disease of journalism that's going on right now, and I'm fucking sick of it. To no end, I'm sick of it. Why do I have to come in fucking 2019? We've had this talk over the years. This is fucking from the 8th of October, 2019, 5:45 a.m. Got right up out of fucking bed and decided to take a shit. A subtle shit, but a shit nonetheless on the ketogenic diet by pointing out all the reasons to not do it. And interjecting your own little fucking personal bias in there. You're full of shit. Quit writing this garbage. And whoever's reading this garbage, quit reading this garbage. This is not where you find diet advice. The Huffington Post is not got your best interests in mind. Let's take a look at the Huffington Post's motherfucking interest in your health. Let me see here. Let's go to Life. This is the lifestyle section. What kinds of things are in their headlines here? Well, of course, this is the biggest one because they know you're going to click because keto's hot right now as far as clicks go. But we got, let's see, the difference between this popular $166 serum and this 18. Looking at the ingredients, there's a little story for vitamin C serums. You're paying for a level of trust. So we got supplement pimping here, which of course you're probably going to need if you're eating a fucking vegan diet. But you know, let's see here. Do we really have to eat leftovers within 4 days? Here's the truth. Your trapper keeper, that's important. That's part of good lifestyle, fucking health and wellness. Corporate goths, that's in style and beauty. Travel, where to fly. Wellness, what to say and not to say with someone with breast cancer. And that's the, let's go into the wellness. Can we get into wellness? Let's look at wellness. Wellness. All right. The problem with suggesting exercise for depression. Sorry, your essential oils are useless. If you take vitamins, you need to know the expiration date info. Here's how CBD affects your brain. Here's why Zantac was pulled for stores and what you should do now. Okay, you got some good shit here. Let's see how that worked out. Popular heartburn drug. Okay, so you're
King and Queen have invited us to the castle.
So you got all of this shit, you know, out here. But how can we trust anything you do in the wellness department when the top of your fucking wellness, you're taking a shit on a diet that's helping millions of people? So, all right. That set me off on a nice little triggered tirade, didn't it? You may feel less hungry. Well, no shit. It's what happens when you normalize your hunger hormones, which is exactly what the ketogenic diet does. It's not a weight loss diet. It fixes your fucking problem so you're not going to gain any more weight, first of all, and you're going to lose weight because you can actually hear your leptin levels again. And if you're fucking morbidly obese and you go keto, your brain's going to know you got, oh my God, we got way too much fuel on board, and it's going to take care of that, and you're going to lose weight to a point. You'd expect to feel hungrier on any diet, but typically the opposite is true with keto. This is essentially because you're not limiting the amount of foods you're eating, just the types. De La Tour said that protein and fat make you more satiated sooner and longer because it takes the stomach more time to digest these types of foods. Carbs, on the other hand, are broken down quickly, causing you to feel hungry soon after. Okay, so I can agree with De La Tour on that one. You're a resident fucking shit expert. But, okay, what's the downside? What's the point? This is a benefit. All right. So, yeah. So we can go keto, right? Are we safe yet? Well, don't worry. It gets better. You'll likely experience fat loss. Well, no shit. So you'll likely experience fat loss. If you're following keto strictly, where your diet is 75% fat, 20% protein, 5% carbs, you will likely see a loss in body fat. Well, yeah. Most people, I've had people send me fucking numbers in the hundreds of pounds lost on a ketogenic diet. Hundreds of pounds lost. And not only that, you keep it off. Doesn't come back. When you adopt a ketogenic lifestyle, the weight you do lose, it doesn't matter if you're sitting on your ass in a chair or you're pounding the fuckmaster all the time. You get to keep the weight off. As long as you don't go back to eating the standard American diet. Period. But, of course, a small decrease in fat mass in short term has been found in research studies of individuals eating a ketogenic diet. But in real life, it's difficult to maintain a ketogenic diet composed of 70 to 75% fat. This is an edgy one, huh? It is difficult to get started on a ketogenic diet. But once you're into it, it becomes a hell of a lot easier. Once you get through that first year, for example, once you've been on it a year, you've gotten over having to have cheat days all the time. You've got your diet dialed in. You've started to have your go-to foods, your overall of your food addictions. It requires absolutely no problem. It's not difficult to do at all at that point. In fact, I would argue it's easier because you already know what to fucking eat. You go, you buy the shit, you cook the shit, you eat the shit, and that's it. That's the end of your thought about it. You're not obsessing about it. You're not stressed out about it. Annie Jaber, an endocrinologist at Yale Medicine. Let's look at see what that link says here. Internal endocrine. Now endocrinology. That's that study of hormones. So you should be an expert on keto. PhD, adult and pediatric endocrinologist with expertise in obesity, medicine, and weight management. All right. So you're supposed to know this shit. You better know this shit. Carrying excess weight and having obesity is not a lifestyle choice. Okay, that's true. Obesity is a chronic disease and should be treated with the same vigor and integrity as other diseases. We are in the infancy of our understanding of the mechanisms underlying obesity. Many novel treatments are under development, including new anti-obesity. Oh, my God. Corruption. I mean, I realize this is pretty small on the screen here. Let me zoom in here. You're corrupt. This is a quote from her. Many novel treatments are under development, including new anti-obesity medications, endoscopic procedures, and refining of behavioral and surgical interventions. This is the expert that they're quoting. From Yale School of Medicine. Take note, motherfuckers. This is one of those corrupt motherfuckers we've been talking about. That's my opinion, by the way. And I'm only doing so based on what she's promoting. Prove me wrong. And what was Dr. Fung telling us? The more accreditation, the more prestigious an expert is, the more corrupt they seem to be. And this is how I personally evaluate these articles, by the way. I try and chase down these various things. You know, the people that they're quoting, who are the people they're quoting? What are their interests? This is somebody who is working for the pharmaceutical industry, not for us fat motherfuckers. Just saying. So, and by association, Yale Medicine can't be trusted as well. You won't see me trusting them anytime fucking soon. Who am I? I'm just nobody. I'm just a fucking guy with an opinion. That's it. Form your opinion. Most experts agree that it's not safe to follow this plan in the long run. Based on what? Based on what? Their pharmaceutical funded fucking bullshit studies that are currently looking for ways to carve you up as a fucking obese motherfucker instead of getting your nutrition and health under control without a single fucking dollar spent in the pharmaceutical industry? Yeah, those experts. Gotta love them. They're doing so good for us. They're taking good fucking care of us. I trust all of them. With all my soul. Because they're experts. They got us and they're working hard to make sure that we're not fat anymore. They'll carve us right the fuck up. They'll give us all the fucking drugs that'll stop fucking us from absorbing glucose or that'll block a metformin. It's going to be the greatest fucking diabetes medication of all time. And yeah, they are looking out for us. They're doing us a solid. As long as we pay our fucking medical bills and our medical insurance, they're going to take good care of us. As long as they're getting them fucking money and them grants and them fucking funding and research funding from the pharmaceutical, we're gonna look out for you. As long as I can go down to Hawaii on a fucking conference and do I'll take care of your fucking obesity. Don't you worry about it. I am an endocrinologist. I study hormones. I know everything about obesity. And number one thing that you should do when your hormones are fucked up is get fucking bariatric surgery. You fat piece of shit. Get in there and get under the knife. Here's a bill. Fucking. Ugh. All right. I see. This gets me so fired up. This rabbit hole. And plus, there's little research. I wonder why there's little research. Because Big Pharma's not fucking paying it. There's not a lot of money in researching the ketogenic diet. Verta Health is the only motherfuckers I know that are, and that's because they formed their own fucking company. And they raise money for the studies. So good job for finding a good expert there. That's a good expert. I'm glad that you were able to do the due diligence. You're not questioning any of the keto experts. You're not giving any of the new keto science that's come out. You're regurgitating shit from Yale Medicine, which clearly wants to do one thing to you. They want to carve you the fuck up, and they want to give you medicine and procedures. Anything that takes the willpower out of it. Because it does take willpower to get started. And instead of helping you get through the beginning process of a ketogenic diet and then sending you on your way, no. You got to come back for follow-ups. You got to come and get that surgery done. Then we got to make sure there's no complications for the surgery. Then we got to give you all the fucking pills that go along with that surgery because you got to recover. Oh, and by the way, we gave you a fucking infection during surgery, so here's your antibiotic to go with that. And when you're done with that, oh, wait a minute, you're starting to regain weight after the bariatric surgery? Well, you can just eat a plant-based diet and we'll keep taking care of you. Just make sure not to overdo it. You can't eat a full meal. You have to eat once every couple hours because we made your stomach the size of a fucking golf ball. Okay, yeah, we'll take care of that. Here's a pill to help with that. Oh, your shit's no. Here's what we're offering in the keto work. Hey, you go keto, it sucks for 6 to 8 weeks, and then you're good to go. Stay keto, stay thinner, stay healthier. No follow-up needed. Might need to keep an eye on your electrolytes. Because the way your body stores electrolytes has changed while you're keto. But once you get used to that, you're good to go. I haven't had cramps in a very long time now. So there's that. And when I do have cramps, I know it's because I didn't pay attention to my electrolytes, and I can solve that just by eating properly. It's hard to do in a diet that's demonizing eating salt, by the way. But turns out we still got enough salt in our life. Speaking of salt, you pee a lot. When your body's in ketosis, the kidneys churn out more sodium and fluids, which causes the bladder to fill up. Expect to pee a lot. That's a true story. Good job. I'm glad you know that. It's very important. You might have to pee a little bit extra in the beginning as you deplete your glycogen. Happens every time, by the way. If you do a massive cheat day, you're going to pee. Like pee. It's going to be fun. Actually, that's not fun. But it's only during that part of the diet. As your body burns through stored glucose, your liver and muscles within the first 2 days of starting a ketogenic diet, you'll be releasing lots of water in the process. Corona. Oh, we're back to that expert again. Good job. I'm glad that you've observed that. When you urinate frequently, you lose a lot of electrolytes and minerals. This can lead to dehydration and cramping, so it's crucial to chug lots of water and stay hydrated. Well, that's kind of not the crucial part. You don't need to drink tons of water. You need electrolytes. One fucking bottle of water with some electrolytes in it will get the job done. It's the electrolytes. Magnesium, potassium, sodium. You need to make sure you're getting that in your food. Or if you can't get it in your food, you need to supplement it in some way. I take Epsom salt baths for my magnesium. My potassium comes from all the fucking gallons of coffee I drink. And my sodium comes on all the foods I eat because I heavily use pink Himalayan salt on all of my foods, which also contain some of the other minerals I need. So there's that. You get backed up. This only happens if you're fucking up your electrolytes and you're dehydrating, by the way. I can tell you how many fucking good trips at a bowl I've had while being keto. But occasionally, I can get constipated if I'm not keeping up with my hydration. It's that simple. Your colon's main job is to regulate fluid. This is back to the shit doctor again. Your colon's main job is to regulate fluid within the body. So if your body is dehydrated, the colon's going to try and slurp up more water from your shit. And then you'll have hard or infrequent stools. So, hydrate properly. Turns out all of these problems can be fixed by being hydrated and keeping on top of your electrolytes. Most ketos know this by now. You're not fucking giving us any new shit. Your energy will dip, then potentially soar. So when you first start the diet, your energy level will likely plummet. But like many other side effects, your body should bounce back and you should eventually climb back up. You're still energized. It's still just a different type of energy that takes getting used to, De La Torre said. Some keto followers claim they experience more focus and energy once their bodies adjust to ketosis. Well, good job there. Every body is unique and responds differently to various diets. So this is a nice little, this is a little too strong here, so we got to put a little bit of doubt in here. So everybody is unique and responds differently to various diets, Jesterboff pointed out. You may experience all of these symptoms or none at all. That's a very useful sentence. I'm glad you put that in there. That made me fucking smarter reading that. Good job. There's no perfect eating plan. One size fits all. Check with your doctor. Good luck. Before you drastically overhaul your diet. So I say do so if you're medicated, but make sure you got a good doctor too. If you got a shitty doctor, it might be time to doctor shop for a doctor that knows shit. Because clearly these fucking experts don't. If you end up trying the keto diet and don't like the way it makes you feel, talk to your doctor as well, as they will be able to. The doctor knows everything. The doctor's going to help you. The doctor's going to fucking fix you. Go to the doctor. Translation, go to the pharmaceutical industry. We'll take care of you. You're having problems staying on keto because of that fucking keto flu shit? Well, come on in and talk to your doctor. He'll put you on a nice little fucking nutritional program based on our well-documented healthy food guidelines, and then we'll put you under the fucking knife and carve your fucking stomach up to fuck you up the rest of your life so that you can lose weight. Because ultimately, that's how we fix obesity. through medication and through fucking surgical procedures. So talk to your doctor before you go keto. Shit, if I had done that, I'd never went keto. They'd have told me to suck a dick. I went in to my doctor and said, hey, doc, I was thinking about that high-fat, low-carb diet. What do you think their answer would have been 4 or 5 years ago? Especially the doctor I had back then. I think he was a piece of shit. He almost fucking killed me. It was a doctor that told me I was fat when I showed him a cyst or a lump I had in my back. That lump later on ended up bursting and getting infected, and I was about 24 hours from dying of septic shock when they pumped me full of antibiotics and some pretty intense morphine and other opioid fucking medications at the time. It was a pretty horrible time in my life. Could have been avoided if he'd have took care of it when I first fucking brought it into him. That's how much I trust doctors. Almost fucking killed me. Good job. I trust my doctor with this kind of stuff all the time. You should definitely go into your doctor before you start a ketogenic diet and listen to him if you want to be sick and pay medical costs for the rest of your fucking life. They'll take good care of you. They'll bring you right into their loving arms where they only have your best interests at heart. They will, you can trust them. These fucking people. So, not the worst hit piece I've seen on the ketogenic diet. But you can tell they're trying to pull you away from it in a very subtle way. Because they know that we know our shit. So they're trying to play on that. But at no time during this article did I see anything useful for somebody trying to learn about keto. I didn't see anything to help somebody that is obese other than talk to your doctor, which is what we've been telling fat people to fucking do for years. And what was useful? Why did I click this shit? Why did somebody who knows nothing about diet and nutrition, who's suffering and is fat and miserable and diseased and on medication already, most likely, you're going to tell somebody that's already fucking diabetic and taking metformin, hey, go talk to your doctor. How'd that work out for him the first time? The reason we're out here on the fucking internet learning this shit is because our doctors failed us and continue to fail us. And instead of telling us the proper way to eat when we go in, they're telling us whatever the fucking market wants us to do. Why? Because the science is corrupted. The pharmaceutical and food industries are taking a shit all over the professions. There is no trust to be had in any of these motherfuckers, including this fucking article, which has these little nudges of fucking stupidity inched into some facts. There's a little bit of factualness in here. And that is, you're going to probably get keto flu because you're going to fuck up with your electrolytes in the beginning. You're probably going to have cramps here and there. You know, it's not being quite as in, you know, it's not really telling you why you crave carbs. It's not telling you that there's an addiction to sugar and carbs. It doesn't tell you a fucking thing about, you're quoting an endocrinologist and you haven't mentioned fructose at all in this article, which is a huge problem for people in their nutrition. This article is complete and utter useless drivel to somebody starting on a ketogenic diet. So I hope this is not the first article someone has to encounter when they're researching whether or not to go on a ketogenic diet. Because I'm sorry, Huffington Post, I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Good job. That's some good, solid journalism. But what the fuck do I know? Because I'm not a Yale expert. I'm not an endocrinologist. I'm not a shit doctor. I don't know shit. Don't listen to me. Talk to your doctor. It's important to trust that medical professional. He's got all your best interests at heart. They'll take good care of you in the medical field. They'll get you some good pills. You'll have follow-ups every fucking couple weeks to make sure you're okay. If you don't make one of those follow-ups, they'll fucking call and harass you and send you letters and shit and say, hey, you got to get in here. You got to get back in here. While you're at it, here's your flu shot. They're looking out for you. You can trust them. And you can trust the Huffington Post, too. They got your best interests at heart. They're looking out for your health. They want you to be healthy. They care about you. So, yeah, that's the latest stupidity. I got really triggered with the first video that somehow played that I can't get to replay that goes along with this. It's all negative shit. You know, I absolutely am done with mainstream fucking... whoever sent me this knew. They knew it was going to get me. But, to be fair to the Huffington Post, it doesn't outright condemn the ketogenic diet. It's kind of one of those we're covering our asses in case... You know, I don't know. It's kind of one of those, we don't want to piss off our advertisers, but we want to acknowledge that the ketogenic diet's becoming more popular. So we don't want to piss off our reader base, but we also don't want to piss off our people paying our bills, the pharmaceutical and food industries that are giving us their ad dollars. And let's not forget our food guidelines that are coming out that the keto diet is not a part of, pretty much. So, yeah. That's our nutrition world. That's our health world. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Did you go to your doctor before you became keto? Before you reversed all of your health problems? Did your doctor say, yeah, you should do keto? And how many of you had a doctor that was supportive? How many of you had a doctor that could give two shits and was telling you were doing something wrong and that you're going to fucking die? How many of you did that? I want to know. Share. Am I wrong? Have I got a completely jaded, fucked up view of our healthcare system? And how many of you started the ketogenic diet based on a mainstream media article? When you read something from the mainstream, how many positive health changes have you made based on mainstream media? That's a good question, because I sure as hell didn't fucking come into this through mainstream media. No. YouTubers are the ones that brought me into the fold on this. People like Jason Fung. People like Stephen Finney, Jeff Volek. You know, Brad Pilon back in the day for the fasting. Even the Hodge twins for their fasting shit. Their diet shit now, but it is what it is. If you found this video enlightening or entertaining in any way, please head to scottthetruckdriver.com and leave a tip in the virtual tip jar. For every $20, I will do a video, up to 5 videos per week. Anything over that is a tip. Also, if you want to keep in touch and you want access to exclusive content in the subscriber lounge on scottthetruckdriver.com, subscribe to my free email list. Doesn't cost you anything, and you get access. You'll get the password in the first email you get, which will take a few days because I can't afford to email blast very often. So you'll get the password, you'll get in, you'll get exclusive videos, exclusive podcasts. My old podcast library is going to go in there by the end of the week. So sign up early, sign up often, and you'll get a letter from me every once in a while in the box telling you when I'm going to go live, what the latest videos are, and if I put something new in the subscriber lounge will also be in those emails. So there's that. If you want me to make more shit, like and subscribe here on YouTube. Share links, not only with me, link things like this to me to piss me off, but also share my links with others. Other YouTubers, other people, other forums, anywhere on the internet. Let's shit my videos all over the internet. Wherever you see somebody talking shit about the ketogenic diet, throw one of my triggered fucking rants at them and see if they'll watch it. And who knows, maybe somebody that agrees with you will also click that video, and we can continue to grow in spite of the gatekeeper mentality of Google and YouTube, and maybe we can keep this train rolling down the tracks. And that's the train of us, the wisdom of crowds, as wise as we're allowed to be, and take care of our health instead of getting put under the knife and getting drugs shoved up our ass and all the other lovely things they want to do, like limit your ability to go out and get a fucking ribeye so that you can stop the cows from farting. So, yeah. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. How long before we get our next keto crotch article? Fuckers.